Scrambler. It is defined as a motorcycle that is lightweight, equipped with rugged tires, great suspension, and capabilities that is designed for off-roads. And if we talk about Scramblers, the first thing that will come to our minds is the Ducati Scrambler. Rightfully so, the Ducati Scrambler has been the institution for Scrambler bikes. Thankfully, we are in that era where we have a lot of options for Scrambler bikes. We have the Triumph Scrambler, Moto Scrambler, BMW R90 Scrambler, and Indian Scrambler to name a few. But if you're looking for a budget-friendly Scrambler bike that is expressway legal, well, at least here in the Philippines, and still embodies quality and heritage, you definitely need to look at this feature bike. I'm Music, and this is the Benelli Leoncino 500 Trail. Good day guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we start this review, we would like to thank Iggy Ighalo for allowing us to test this bike for this review. In this video, we're going to review this classic, sexy, and gorgeous looking bike, the Benelli Leoncino 500 Trail. And as usual, we will run this bike through the different categories that we use to review each bike, and we will give our verdict at the end. And just a disclaimer, the ratings that I will give are based on my opinion and you may have a different view. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1 is the looks. Just like what I've been saying from my past vlogs, I'm head over heels for the classics. And with that being said, I really love the looks of this bike. It has a perfect balance of elegance, heritage, and rugged style which is perfect for a scrambler. This is one of those bikes that has a very timeless look and design. It has a neo scrambler look that will catch everyone's attention. And when we say neo, it means that it will have a little different form from the older look. Especially this trail variant, it gives you the perfect modern scrambler bike which you will be proud to ride anywhere. And one thing that highlights this bike is the Lion of Pesaro in its front fender, which represents the city where this brand is founded, which is in Pesaro, Italy. And just a fun fact, this is where the name of this bike came from. Leoncino means little lion or lion cub in Italy. The sleek design of the taillight is also eye-catching as it perfectly blends on the neo-retro theme of the bike. And I can see a little resemblance from the Ducati Scrambler icon. I like the spoke wheels of this bike which gives the rider ultimate confidence on rough roads of Metro Manila. Let's admit it, even the urban roads here in the Metro can be considered rough roads. Another great thing about this bike is that it's already equipped with a tire hugger right off the bat, which means you have the assurance that you and your OBR will be safe from any road debris. This bike has a height of 1,160mm, length of 2,160mm, width of 875mm, wheelbase of 1,460mm, and a whopping ground clearance of 190mm. For some riders out there, the ground clearance may not be that vital, but for me, living in a village where the speed humps are as high as 5 inches, this is something to consider. Weight of this bike is just 170 kilograms, which is one of the lightest scramblers in the market. It has 3 different colors to choose from: the silver, the red, and the black. The only thing that I wish Benelli did is to improve the aesthetics of the stock exhaust. But hey, the stock exhaust is something that doesn't last long in a bike, so I would say that this comment is irrelevant. And to be honest, when I first saw this bike in the internet, it is not something that I had an interest on. No spark, no slow motions, no love at first sight feeling, nothing. But when I saw this in person and really looked at it, this bike is growing on me. I would say that this bike reminds me of the Ducati Scrambler. I'm loving the looks of this bike and I can say that I can really see myself owning one someday. So for the looks, I will give this bike 5 stars. Number 2 is comfortability. Since this is a trail version of the Scrambler that has a bigger front tire, it has a very upright position for the rider, which translates to a very comfortable riding stance. It has a high and wide handlebar that gives the rider the riding comfortability and total control of the bike. And this piega basa handlebar gives the rider a scrambler feel which is adjustable based on the rider's preference. For riders like me that has a sensitive lower back, this is going to be a plus. The height of the handlebars are just perfect for my height, and I can say that it's comfortable to ride even if you need to stand up on some terrains. After testing this bike and going back to my Z900 RS Cafe, I can definitely tell that the riding stance of the Leoncino 500 Trail is something that I am very comfortable with. Seat height of this bike is 840mm, which will be a little challenge for an average height Filipino, though the height is just right for a scrambler trail bike. The standard Leoncino has a seat height of 810mm. That's a difference of 30mm from the trail one. Rider seat is firm but a little flat on the pillion side, which may be a little uncomfortable for the OBR on long rides. Though there is a quick fix by reupholstering and adding more cushion, just like what Quiz Iggy did. This will definitely make long rides more enjoyable and comfortable. I'm 5'9", and this is how I look riding the bike. So for the comfortability, I would give this bike 4.5 stars. Number 3 is engine and performance. This bike is powered by a 500cc, liquid-cooled, 8 valves, 4-stroke, fuel-injected, double overhead cams, 2-cylinder engine that produces peak power of 47.5 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and 46 Nm of torque at 6,000 RPM. Documented top speed of this bike is 175 km per hour. Since this is a scrambler bike, the engine is torque-centric rather than speed-centric, which is why we shouldn't expect a faster top speed. It uses a steel tube trellis frame up to the swing arm, which provides optimum balance of rigidity and lightweight. Fuel tank capacity is 12.7 liters with a 2 liters of reserve. Since this is a scrambler type bike, you really won't expect a large fuel tank. It has a 320mm dual disc brake with a 4-piston calipers at the front and a 260mm single disc, single piston caliper at the rear. It is also equipped with dual channel ABS. It has a 50mm inverted forks at the front, and yes, this bad boy has 50mm suspension, which is great for a scrambler, and a spring preload adjustable monoshock at the rear, which is very easy to adjust. Since this is a trail variant, it has an added 4mm from the standard variant. Front tire has a size of 110 by 80 by 19, which is perfect on the trail, and the rear tire that has a size of 150 by 70 by 17. This bike is already equipped with Metzeler tires, while the standard version has Pirelli tires. The line of 500cc bikes of Benelli's are really known for that perfect balanced sound of that matcha twin cylinder that is borderline similar to the inline 3 engines. Here is a sample of their stock exhaust.
Ganda ng tunog na ito. Pero hindi masakit sa tingnan. Ganda. Thank you.
And of course, here is another video of the great sound of this bike with a cat delete and Orion exhaust.
Labot sa kapit mo. Napagalitan ako.
So for the engine and performance, I would give this bike 5 stars. Number 4 is the tech. Stereotypically, scramblers don't have much technology as they are intended to be versatile for both road and off-road, and this bike is no different. It has a dual-channel ABS that is switchable, which is good, but this bike doesn't have revving modes, traction controls, or other new technologies that are being offered by other bikes. If you look at the instrument panel of this bike, it has a resemblance on the instrument panel of a Ducati Scrambler 1100. It displays the fuel gauge, time, and engine temperature on the left, while it shows the RPM gauge, gear indicator, speedometer, and trip meter on the right. Other indicators like the turn indicators, neutral indicators, high beam indicator, low fuel indicator, low oil indicator, ABS indicator, and check engine indicator are found on the top of the right panel. It also has a modern style daytime running light, taillight, and signal lights which uses LED on all. The design of the headlight is great for a neo-retro bike, but I would say the brightness is something that can be improved. Since this is a scrambler bike, we really shouldn't expect much tech features on this bike. So in terms of the tech, I would give this bike 4 stars. Number 5 is reliability. The Benelli brand is pretty new here in the Philippines, and people may have second thoughts about the reliability of this bike. But it is one of the oldest Italian motorcycle companies which started in 1911. It is founded as a car repair shop and later on became a small engine manufacturing plant. They started producing motorcycles in 1921, which makes them a century old in the motorcycle industry. And since then, Benelli has been an institution in Europe and is strongly being associated with stylish motorcycles. It was just in 2005 when the brand became a subsidiary of the Chinese group Tianjiang and began their manufacturing in Asia. Maybe to save on labor, but all design and development work are still being held in Italy. And because of this move, there are a lot of doubters regarding the reliability of their bikes. There is a connotation that if a brand is from China, it is of low quality. But that is not entirely true. If you are going to go with that logic, then we can say that the other brands like the BMW, Nike, and Apple are not quality brands as well, since most parts are coming from China, which is totally incorrect. The Leoncino model was launched last 1951 in 98cc and 125cc forms, and since then, Benelli has been evolving this bike going to the 500cc category. I would say that Benelli is a decent and reliable brand. For this, I would give this bike 4.5 stars. Number 6 is maintenance and accessories. What I like about Benelli is that even though they are pretty new here in the Philippines, compared to their Japanese and European counterparts, they are not short of showrooms and service centers. Their main branches are located in Cavite, Makati, Santa Rosa, Ortigas, Lipa, and Quezon City. And they are even tied up with other showrooms like Motorcycle City and THM, where you can avail of their bikes or bring them for maintenance and services. Motorcycle City has dealerships in Baliwag, Cainta, Commonwealth, Iloilo, Las Piñas, Malolos, Mandaue, Pandi, San Miguel, and Santa Maria. While THM has dealerships in Dasmariñas, Antipolo, Rosario, Tansa, and Trece Martires. They also have a local plant wherein they assemble the bikes, which means parts will not be a problem for owners. In terms of accessories, you can order them from the mentioned dealerships, and there is an even wider selection from Shopee and Lazada. Another thing that I like about this bike is that if you decide to upgrade your exhaust and do a cat delete, no need to literally cut the mid pipe, as the catalytic of this bike is just clamped on the main headers. This will give you flexibility to easily put the catalytic back if you decide to go to stock again. However, the cons of this bike is that there are no ECU mapping programs available as of the moment. You can have it tuned, but ECU will adjust back to its original setting based on its program. And if I'm to own one, I would attach a classic side bag on the left side, engine guard, radiator guard, skid plate, a little windscreen, and of course, an aftermarket exhaust so everyone can hear that matches sound. So for the maintenance and accessories, I would give this bike 4.5 stars. Number 7 is the price. And this is where it gets tricky. The Leoncino 500 Trail is significantly lower than the more established brands like the Ducati, Triumph, and BMW, but the most expensive among its competitors within the lower displacements. The closest bikes we can compare this with, in terms of style, displacement, and category, are the Leoncino 500 Standard, which is priced at 392,800 pesos, Bristol Veloce 500, which is priced at 348,000 pesos, and the Vogue 500 AC, which is priced at 320,000 pesos. Though there will be an upcoming competitor from Honda, which is the Honda CL500, we are still not sure when will it arrive in the Philippines and what the price will be. Even though the Leoncino 500 Trail is the most expensive among these bikes, it has the biggest displacement, which is 29cc, more than the others, so there is the justification of that additional price. I would say that the price is just a little above from what I expected, but not bad because of its build quality, style, and heritage. Another good thing about this brand is that they offer 0 down payment or 0 monthly interest from time to time. This is a game changer for most buyers since you can still avail of the deferred payment and use that savings to buy gears or accessories. For further information, you may visit the nearest showroom in your area, or if you want a quick info, you can go to their FB page. For the price, I will give this bike 4.5 stars. Number 8 is the owner's rating. Ayun mga kuys, featured owner natin ngayon si Iggy Ighalo. And kuys, regarding dun sa mga pros and cons, ano yung mga pwede mo ma-share sa mga subscribers natin?
Una muna yung cons siguro, no? Yung cons, number 1 yung seat niya. Kasi kapag nag-rides ka ng mga siguro 2 to 3 hours, medyo masakit na sa pet eh. Kaya ang ginawa ko, pinadagdagan ko ng pads ng, ng 1 inch. So, nung nadagdagan, okay naman na siya. Tapos, yung isa pa yung sa gulong kasi nga hindi siya tubeless, may interior pa. So, medyo hassle kapag na-flatan ka. Although, pwede mo siyang i-running flat pag na-flat. Kasi kapag ginagamit siya pang trail, ang pressure ng gulong nun sa mga 7 PSI lang eh. So, kung i-running flat, sabi sa akin dun sa kasa, pwede naman. So, tsaka na-experience ko na hanggang dun sa vulcanizing shop. Tapos third na cons niya, yung headlight niya mahina talaga. So, kailangan mo talaga magpakabit ng auxiliary lights para lalo na kung madalas kang gabi mag-rides. And sa pros naman, sobrang nimble ng bike, sobrang daling isingit sa traffic, city driving, sobrang goods. Plus sa highway, doon pa rin yung power na gusto mo ibibigay niya pa rin. So, yun. Para sa akin, yung rating ng bike, mga 5 is highest. Tapos 1 is lowest sa mga 4 out of 5 para sa akin.
Sige.
So, tama-tama pa yung height ng bike, mataas, bagay rin sa akin.
Sige. Maraming salamat, Kuis. Thank you.
Sige, bro.
So, just a recap of the ratings that we gave this bike. For the looks, we gave 5 stars. For the comfortability, we gave 4.5 stars. For the engine and performance, we gave 5 stars. For the tech, we gave 4 stars. For the reliability, we gave 4.5 stars. For the maintenance and accessories, we gave 4.5 stars. For the price, we gave 4.5 stars. And for the owner's rating, we have 4 stars. So for the final verdict, I will give this bike 4.5 stars. I would say that this bike is perfect for beginner riders that would like to immediately jump into the 400 to 500cc category and be eligible for expressway here in the Philippines. It has a sufficient power that is not too aggressive for beginners, though taller riders may have more comfort riding this bike due to its height. And just like what I've said earlier, the more I look at this bike, the more I can see myself owning one someday. And I'm pretty confident that this will happen since Sherman loves scrambler bikes as well. And if you learned something from this video, appreciate if you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you will be updated with the latest videos. Thank you guys for watching this video and see you in our next vlog. This has been Music signing off. Stay safe, ride safe, and God bless.